evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. This is koolNews Primetime. I am Caro, and we are live on Cool FM and News Radio 93.1, where we share the latest news headlines that care for you. Let's begin with the headlines for this evening. The Office of the Solicitor General has recursed itself from the consolidated habeas corpus cases filed by the children of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Considering the OSG's proposition that the ICC or International Criminal Court is barred from exercising jurisdiction over the Philippines and that the country's investigative or prosecutorial and judicial system is functioning as it should, the OSG may not be able to effectively represent respondents in these cases, and is constrained to recourse itself from participating therein. The OSG, led by Solicitor General Bernardo Guerrava, said in his manifestation submitted before the Supreme Court Monday afternoon. Guerrava was the Secretary of the Department of Justice under the Duterte administration. The respondents in the petition includes Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remula, the Philippine National Police, the Bureau of Immigration, and the military. The Duterte siblings filed separate petitions for habeas corpus. As we head over to the rest of the national headlines, the Department of Education DepEd on Monday announced that it is set to reduce school paperwork by 57% to ease the administrative burden on public school teachers. According to the DepEd statement, public school teachers will soon be required to regularly complete only 5 school forms from the previous 174. Additional forms will be filled out only based on specific teacher designations following DepEd Order Number 005/2024. The Education Secretary Soli Angara said teachers have repeatedly raised this issue and we're addressing it. Reducing the bureaucratic workload will improve their well-being and allow them to focus on delivering quality education. Angara said the initiative is part of the Marcos administration's broader education reform agenda, which seeks to make the public school system more efficient while at the same time improving the working conditions of teachers. It was also based on a study by the DepEd's Technical Working Group, which found that teachers spend excessive hours on non-teaching tasks. Another study from ID sites also showed that 42% of teachers work over 50 hours per week, with 17.8 hours dedicated to ancillary duties and 8.1 hours to program-related tasks, most of which is spent filling our forms instead of engaging with students or preparing lessons. The DepEd said that to support the transition, DepEd will issue a formal department order outlining the new guidelines. Nationwide orientation sessions will be conducted to ensure a smooth rollout. The agency will also develop a data management framework to standardize school data collection to eliminate redundant and outdated reporting requirements. Furthermore, advocacy campaigns will also be launched to inform stakeholders about the reforms and promote teacher-friendly policies. The Department of Trade and Industry said on Monday that it had seized 1.4 million pesos worth of uncertified products and other goods in Cebu earlier this month, continuing the government's crackdown on substandard items in the market. The DTI reported that its task force Kalasuk carried out operations on March 3, 6, and 7, seizing uncertified goods such as lighters, LPG-related products, electrical lighting and wire devices, household appliances, construction materials, and automotive-related items. Trade Secretary Cristina Roque said in a statement, as part of the DTI's mandate to uphold the high standard of service nationwide, we are fully dedicated to protecting consumers by ensuring that only certified quality products reach the market. At the same time, we ensure that our monitoring and enforcement teams have the expertise and knowledge necessary to deliver first-rate service, she added. According to the DTI, the seized products lack the required Philippine standard marks, import commodity clearance stickers, and other manufacturers' information. These, it said, violated regulations under Republic Act No. 7394, also known as the Consumer Act of the Philippines, and RA 4109, or the Product Standards Law. During the first 2 months of the year, the DTI said that its task force Kalasag has seized more than 8.3 million pesos worth of non-compliant products, totaling 60,020 assorted items. The government also urged the public to report complaints or violations related to retailers selling violated products through the DTI Consumer Care Hotline, that is 1384, or send an email at consumercare@dti.gov.ph or report to SEC at dti.gov.ph. Once again, for the Consumer Care Hotline, that is 1-384, that is 1-384, or you can send the email to consumercare@dti.gov.ph or report to SEC at dti.gov.ph. Again, for the emails, that's consumercare@dti.gov.ph, or you can report it to SEC by report to SEC at dti.gov.ph. Anti-narcotic agents arrested a teacher in charge of a public elementary school in Calamansik, Sultan Kudarat on Saturday, March 16, according to the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency (PDEA) in the Skarsajan region. Benjamin Recites 3, PDEA 12 Regional Director, identified the suspect as alias George, 37, a resident of Barangay Bakasa, Calamansik town in Sultan Kudarat, and a teacher in an elementary school in the town's Sabanal village. Recites said an undercover agent tried to purchase the prohibited drug from the suspect at 8 p.m. on Saturday, and the latter agreed to sell several sachets of shabu or crystal meth. The suspect was arrested after he handed over the illegal drug to the poster buyer. Seized were 6 grams of shabu with a market value of 40,000 pesos. The suspect did not resist arrest. Recites said he was under surveillance for the past several months. Charges for violations of Sections 5 and 11, Article 2 of Republic Act 9165, or the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002 are being prepared against the suspect. And now into the Cebu news. Qualified solar parents in Maduque City will receive the first tranche of their financial assistance amounting to 6,000 pesos on March 26. The City Council passed the ordinance providing assistance to solar parents amounting to 12,000 pesos and appropriating funds therefore during its second and final reading on Monday, March 17. City Council Jimmy Lumampas, chairman of the Committee on Social Services, explained that the ordinance for cash assistance has been implemented since last year. However, since it was approved late in the year, the assistance was given retroactively as a lump sum. Lumampas also shared that the Committee on Budget and Appropriations has recommended passing another ordinance for this year. Moving forward, the distribution of assistance will be divided into 2 tranches, with the first tranche scheduled for March 26. This timing ensures that the funds are distributed before the election plan, which starts on March 28 and prohibits the use of public funds. Out of the 2,007 applicants, only 1,333 have been deemed eligible to receive the assistance this year. This is koolNews Primetime. It is now 10:40 p.m. as we will return with more news headlines that care for you right here on koolNews Primetime. We will be right back. back to koolNews Primetime. Let's continue with our headlines. Rights watchdog Karapatan has urged the Dutch government to reject former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque's application for asylum in the Netherlands. Karapatan issued a statement on Monday evening after Roque announced his plan, which the group described as his way of evading full accountability over his alleged ties to illegal Philippine offshore gaming operator or POGO. The group said, "We call on the Dutch government to immediately reject Roque's application. Genuine asylum seekers are people facing violations of the rights from their home countries. Roque is more notoriously known as an opportunist compliance of human rights violators like Duterte and thus should not be eligible for asylum in the Netherlands and anywhere else outside the Philippines," they added. Karapatan said Ahuday was among the officers who reportedly played a role in the Duterte administration's drug war, while Calise was a red tagger who repeatedly endangered activists and dissenters. A moment for justice to be served and our nation to heal. This was how Iloilo City Mayor Patrick Mambilok described the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte over allegations of crimes against humanity before the International Criminal Court. In a statement, Mambilok recalled the time when he and his family were forced to flee Iloilo and live abroad after he was repeatedly accused by Duterte of being an illegal drug protector during his term as mayor. As the news of the arrest of former President Duterte reaches us, I pause not to celebrate but to reflect with a heart full of gratitude to God for his justice, mercy, and unfailing love, Mambilok said. For many years, my family and I walked through a valley of trials and tears. My beloved wife and children endured so much, standing beside me with silent strength and courage, though still living in fear for our safety and future, he added. Mambilok also remembered how the accusations affected his late mother and how he could not visit her on her deathbed due to the continuous threats he received. My late mother, who has now joined our Creator, carried these pains in her heart, and though she is no longer with us, I know she is at peace in God's presence. Her prayers answered in ways we are only beginning to see, he said. And now let's get into the business headlines. Globe Telecom Inc. has secured 20 billion pesos in loans to bankroll the construction of additional telecommunication infrastructure, refinance debts, and fund general corporate matters. In a disclosure over the weekend, the Alia-led telco giant said BDO Unibank Inc. and Metropolitan Bank and Trust Co. each extended a 10 billion peso loan. This year, Globe has programmed capital expenditures of below $1 billion, the bulk of which is allocated to meet its data requirements. The company said Globe's ongoing investment in network infrastructure reflects its dedication to providing equal access to the digital economy for all communities in the Philippines. Juan Carlo Puno, the newly minted chief financial officer of the telco giant, earlier said they were channeling some of their capital expenditures to the broadband business because we are seeing a lot of signs given the growth in the fourth quarter. The listed company spent 56.2 billion pesos last year for capex. Globe constructed 1,212 new cell sites, upgraded 4,613 existing mobile sites, and it deployed 67,456 fiber to the home lines last year. The telco giant also added 587 new 5G sites across the country. It has now It now has 98.69% coverage in Metro Manila and 96.95% coverage in key cities of Visayas and Mindanao. Apart from loans, Globe has also been raising funds by unloading some of its tower assets in multiple sale and leaseback deals. The telco giant received a total of 706 million pesos last year from the recent closing of its tower asset sales to NIS Corp, Infrastructure Development Corp, and Phil Tower Consortium Inc. The AYA-led company sealed a 26 billion pesos sale and leaseback agreement with MIDC for its 2,180 towers in 2022. Globe has closed 1,730 towers so far. In the same year, Globe also sold 1,350 towers to Phil Tower for 20 billion pesos. It has turned over 1,160 towers as of the latest closing. And into the international headlines. Telegram CEO Pavel Durov said Monday that he has traveled from France to Dubai as French authorities continue to investigate criminal activity on his messaging app. Durov revealed his whereabouts in a post on his Telegram channel. He had been detained last year after arriving in Paris, where French authorities handed him preliminary charges for allegedly allowing criminal activity on the platform. After his arrest, Durov was barred from leaving France pending further investigation and was required to report to a police station twice a week. Durov wrote, "As you may have heard, I have returned to Dubai after spending several months in France due to an investigation related to the activity of criminals on Telegram. The process is ongoing, but it feels great to be home." French investors say Telegram was used for child sexual abuse material and drug trafficking, and that the platform refused to share information or documents with investigators when required by law. In his post, Durov thanked the investigative judges for letting this happen. The United States flew over 200 alleged members of the Venezuelan gang to be imprisoned in El Salvador, President Nayib Bukele said Sunday, after U.S. counterpart Donald Trump controversially invoked wartime legislation to expel them. The deportations took place despite a U.S. federal judge granting a temporary suspension of the expulsion order, apparently as planes were headed to El Salvador, raising questions over whether the Trump administration deliberately defied the court decision. Bukele posted on social media in response to an article on the judge's ruling, adding a crying with laughter emoji, "Oopsie, too late." White House spokeswoman Karoline Leavitt denied that officials had refused to comply with the court order, which the Trump administration is appealing, as she said the deportees had already left the United States. Leavitt wrote in a statement, "A single judge in a single city cannot direct the movements of an aircraft carrier full of foreign alien terrorists who were physically expelled from U.S. soil." And now into the showbiz. Actor Kim So-yoon's agency gold medalist confirmed the actor's relationship with Kim Se-won and made a request for an in-person meeting with the mother of the late actress to settle the differences in opinion. So-yoon has been making headlines after a woman claiming to be Se-won's aunt said the two actors have been in a relationship since the actress was just a minor at 15, while the actor was 27. This was initially denied by gold medalists, but after photos of the romance were leaked by Garocero Research Institute, owner of Cover Lab and Dispatch, the agency eventually confirmed they were indeed together. Despite the confirmation, the agency clarified that Se-won was not a minor when she got together with So-yoon. It also stated that they dated from the summer of 2019 after Kim Se-won became a legal adult until the fall of 2020. In a follow-up statement on Saturday, March 15, gold medalist requested an in-person meeting with Saewon's mother to settle key differences between the actor and the late actress family. It's said per a Korea Jong-ang Daily and the Korea Times translation, we know that no words of comfort will be enough to console the broken heart of Kim Saewon's mother after the loss of her daughter. We express our deepest regret toward the pain that the deceased had to endure. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 11 o'clock, and that is it for koolNews Primetime tonight. We will return with more news headlines tomorrow with koolNews at noon, koolNews at 6, and koolNews Primetime at 10:30 p.m. as usual. You can also send us your comments, suggestions, and feedback through our email at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. Until then, I am Caro, and this has been koolNews Primetime. We will leave you off with the rest of the night with the evening drive right here on Kool FM. Good night.